Hello guys, welcome to another virtual biology lesson. And today we're going to address the topic of sustainability, which we have talked about some time ago. I have received a few works from you. I hope that there will be more of them. But if we are talking about sustainability, which is the sustainable use of natural resources, there is also a need to talk about the resources themselves. And guys, what are in the very first place natural resources? Basically, they are all elements of nature that we can use for our needs. So it can be whenever you eat something, this is you using a natural resource. Whenever you live in a home that is built out of natural materials, then basically you're using it. All the activity of humans is based on exploitation of natural resources. And guys, they can be divided into few groups. Exhaustible and non-exhaustible. Czyli niewyczerpywalne oraz wyczerpywalne. The main difference between them is that we can run out of exhaustible resources, while we can't run out of non-exhaustible resources. And guys, exhaustible resources can be divided into two further groups, which are renewable and non-renewable. So, exhaustible, we can run out of them, but renewable sources will renew themselves after some time. Non-renewable, we will use them and it will take ages for them to renew. So guys, let's go first to the non-exhaustible resources, which are as following: sun energy, because in the lifespan of humanity as such, which is around 200,000 years, the sun, we will not run out of sun's energy. There is no possibility. There is also a lot of energy in the inside of Earth, which is called the geothermal energy. And there is also an example of non-exhaustible resources, which is the wind energy. This actually makes quite a lot of sense because wind is the consequence of insolation of different amounts of energy provided to different parts of the globe, which then creates differences in the temperature, in air pressure, and then it creates wind. If it comes to exhaustible sources, then we have some of them are renewable, which are basically organisms. We will eat plenty of them, but after some time their population will renew. It's also water, it's also air and soil. If it comes to non-renewable exhaustible resources, then we have fossil fuel, which is basically coal, oil, and gas. And we have also metal ores. So metal ores are the mixes, are the rocks and the minerals that we take out from the ground. We then melt them and take the metals that we need, for instance, iron. How is it possible that renewable sources they renew themselves? If it comes to organisms, as I mentioned, they will just reproduce, and after some time, even if we eat a huge amount of their population, then basically they will reproduce and the number will grow bigger once again, except for the cases where we hunt for them so much, and their life cycle is so long that they will not have enough time. In this case, our activity will lead to extinction of a certain species. Well, it happens. How is it possible that water renews itself? Rivers and lakes, they have many natural mechanisms that will allow them to clean themselves. Those are either chemical reactions that will take place in water, or there will be a help from microscopic organisms or other organisms that live in the water. And the way after some time, it's able to uh, clean itself and then be a good habitat once again. But the same as in case of organisms, if we poison it too much, then those mechanisms will not be able to cope with the amount of pollution, and then it will end as a dead swamp. If it comes to air, then basically plants clean the air because plants are capable of holding loads of pollution in their leaves. So, in the places that the air quality is the worst, if there are trees, then the trees will catch and hold the pollutants in their leaves. They are able to, they also produce oxygen, which we absolutely need. So, yeah, in this case, plants are the most important. If it comes to soil, it is able to renew itself because of the processes that are constantly happening. So, weathering of the rocks, the activity of microorganisms, the process of creating soil is happening constantly because soil is not just a bunch of minerals that is dead, soil is an alive organism. Guys, we use those organisms to create food, to create clothes, um, but also we use organisms, we use plants. So once again, food, wood, which is also a very valuable material that we need to have, paper, and so on and so on. If it comes to water, then of course we need it for drinking, but we also need it for technological purposes. So every power plant requires some amounts of water to cool it down, but also all the industries, they also need a lot of water. Soil is absolutely important because our food grows on it, and food for our food, which is basically corn for the cattle, is grown also in the soil. Huge amounts of soil are then sacrificed for building our homes, for building the cities and villages. Air, I think I don't have to explain why we need this air, but I would maybe I will surprise you with the thing that fertilizers, nitrogen-based fertilizers that are used in agriculture, this nitrogen is taken from the air because over 70% of air volume is nitrogen. But also we need, of course, air to burn things, so to burn fuel in order to create some heat. If it comes to non-renewable sources, we use them, the fossil fuels. Uh, we use them for burning, for traveling in our engines, but also all the plastic comes from the oil. If it comes to metal ores, we use them to obtain metal, but also we use them for building our homes. And guys, this is the place where the sustainability kicks in, because we need to use this, we need to use that, we need to exploit this. And if we do this like too quickly and too rapidly, then we will run out of this. And if we will run out of this, then basically our grandkids, from whom we have borrowed the environment, will not have it. This is not fair if you borrow something and you don't give it back. Okay, guys, so this is it for today. On Friday, please expect some revision, and you know what's going after the revision. I know that you are supposed to be right after the final exams, but well, we have the situation that we have. So we will have a tiny, tiny work for you, uh, for grades, of course, so we can finish the school year with good grades. Please remember also about the assignments I gave you. They are also a very easy way to get good grades. This is it for today. Thanks for your attention.